Welcome to the Inner Table, the art of living well. And before we even get going, we're already giving back to our listeners because we have an amazing 20% off discount code from our sponsors, and more of that at the end of the episode. But this episode is sponsored by Coravan. Save a life one perfect glass of wine at a time. With Coravan's wine by the glass systems, you're free to enjoy any wine at any time in any amount, whether you love bold reds, refreshing whites, or sparkling wines. Personally, I love them all. But who the heck are we?
Well, I am Anna Lancaster. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist and an expert at reprogramming the mind and a big advocate for mental longevity because I do believe that is the foundation of biohacking. By day, I work in my Chelsea clinic and globally with clients all across the world, elevating their lives, getting rid of patterns, limiting beliefs so they can be the best version of themselves. However, I do like the nice things in life. I have a massive passion for wine. I love food. I love all of the joy that it brings. And although I do love the longevity measures we're going into with the Brian Johnson, never die. But where is the joy in going to bed at 7 o'clock and eating a million different supplements every day and not enjoying food? So I'm after a bit more balance in the world, and that's where you come in.
I am so balanced. Okay, that's not quite true. So if Anna is the well-being professional, then I am the glutton, or rather I specialise in wine and food and a bit of travel. My name's Libby Brody. I'm the founder of Bacchus and Brody Wine Consultancy. I'm a qualified wine consultant. I'm the City M columnist about wine, and I write, host, present and judge about wine, food and a little bit of travel as well. So I suppose I'm the Epicurean, but like Anna, on the flip side of that, I am very interested, as most of us are, in living better, healthier, longer lives. But I don't want to do it like a Spartan.
Mhm.
Because what's the point of living long if there's no pleasure in your life? So we sort of devised this podcast. We came up with this idea together, probably over a glass of wine, to talk between ourselves and with our amazing guests. And we have some absolute treats for you coming up in this season, to really talk about what the real art of living well is. And before we introduce our amazing first guest, and I'm super excited to do that, I will just say, Anna, in the world of well-being, what's floating your boat this week?
Well, floating my boat, I'm reversing back a little bit now to the Winter Olympics, if we can rewind a bit there. But one of my heroines is a lady, Eileen Gu. She is phenomenal. And at her age, I think she's only 22, her mindset is supreme. And she did a wonderful press call, and it was all talking about neuroplasticity and how the ability to become who you want at any one time. She did, however, say that at 22, neuroplasticity is on her side, which made it sound like after there, you're gone.
Oh no, we're doomed.
But it isn't. And I want to kind of correct and help with that because neuroplasticity basically means you're not set with the same mindset. You can change. You can become whoever you want. However, it is not stopped at 22. There was a time when it believed that it was. Your brain stopped growing at the same time as your body, thankfully for me and all of us, I'm sure. We're lucky we didn't then, but it does become a little bit more difficult. If you imagine when we're younger, when we're 0 to 7, we're learning new things every single day, even crawling, walking, eating, everything's so new. So our brains are growing. And then in our 20s until kind of we get to 35, and if you imagine, we wake up, get out of the same side of the bed, we brush our teeth, we eat the same breakfast, we get the same commute to work, we do the same morning, and it's our new experiences are very limited. So our brain starts to shrink a little. So neuroplasticity, my tips are things like to help that brain grow, to help you to be able to do new things, for it to, your brain to be at its best that it can be, is do new things like take a different commute to work. Try something new. Languages are amazing. I mean, it's a lot easier when you're younger than when you're older. I did try Italian, didn't work out so well for me.
I tried Italian, but
Did you?
that was because of a boyfriend.
Ah,
So
there,
that
me
was-
too.
maybe my heart wasn't in it.
My partner moved to Turin and I was determined I was going to return back for Italiano. I think it was like ciao. So, but it is difficult. But doing things are different that take you out your comfort zone every day, little things, putting your hands up when you're nervous, doing things like that, going to new places and putting a lot of concentrated effort in it. And you can grow your brain. You can learn new things. You really can change who you are. So my thing for the week is neuroplasticity. Try something new, guys.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's great, actually, particularly when you say it's they have such simple things that anyone can do. Now I know that I just need to get out the other side of the bed, and my brain is growing.
Well,
But
it's true. Jim Quick says as one of the things is brush your teeth with the other hand. It's simple things,
wow.
super simple, but just change little things so you're not doing exactly the same day.
Oh, I love that.
Mm.
Okay, well, I'll talk about something that has floated my boat this week, which is a bit of a change because London is huge at the moment. I mean, we've got amazing foodie guests with us, which I'll bring on in a second. But so the Omakase, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, has gone wild in London, and that's this tradition where the chefs, these Japanese chefs, serve you one little plate at the time. You don't order it. You don't have a menu that you order from. They choose what they're going to serve you. And I went to one called Luna Omakase, 100 Liverpool Street, so in the city. Absolutely spectacular views for a start. It's this intimate 12-seater restaurant experience. What I loved about it was I loved many things about it. The involvement of the chefs was incredible. It was this. They brought in history, culture, a bit of recipe, a bit of storytelling.
Mm.
And I noticed that on this 12-seater table, 3 people were dining alone. So it was great if you wanted to dine alone, have some actually superb food. Put away that microwave meal for one. Okay, it's a bit more expensive than a microwave meal for one as well, but and have a really special experience where you're not lonely because you're there interacting. And also, what I was really impressed by was the sommelier team, because with all these multiple courses I've run, I have no idea how many courses we had. They offered a wine flight,
Ooh.
a sake flight, which I love sake, but they also offered a non-alcoholic flight. And I thought that was so impressive because the sommelier gave exactly the same amount of time and care and creation to match every course with a different non-alcoholic option. And actually, I think that people who want to still have a wonderful night out, go out with friends or lovers or buy themselves dinner, and they want to have that option. It's rare to find, or at least I found it in my lifestyle, rare to find somewhere that offers just as much those people choosing to moderate.
Yeah, no, I love that because as you well know, from January I have had a little bit of a break from alcohol to reset, and it's quite hard to go to places and find good non-alcoholic wine.
Yeah.
And I love eating by myself, so this place is perfect.
Oh, well, I will get opening this good non-alcoholic wine as you introduce our
Ooh,
guest.
yes, well, we have our first guest today who is a friend of mine who I would go out for dinner with, and I am so pleased to is joining us. And his name is Ryan Riley, and he is a world-renowned expert in taste and flavour, a best-selling author and a celebrated chef who has dedicated his career to restoring the joy of food for those affected by illness. And then, as the founder of the Life Kitchen, Riley pioneered the world's first cancer cookery school using culinary science to help patients overcome taste loss and distortion. Now, his unique expertise has seen his work celebrated by 3 prime ministers, and recently the king.
Uplift them all.
And most recently the king, and it's cemented his status as a national treasure in the culinary and wellness sectors. In his recognition of his groundbreaking service, Riley has awarded the British Empire Medal, BEM, letters after his name, 2026 New Year Honours List. And I am so proud of him in so many ways and so proud to have him here. And so from one king that's a noted to another, Libby.
Well, I think this is the sound that goes with that, right?
Woo!
Fab. I mean, that is an insane amount of achievements in your young years.
I mean, I'm only 18, so yeah.
And you look it. I'm going to pour this out for us. What we are enjoying right now, and I believe this is because you are quite a fan of this gentleman. It's Elton John's.
Yeah.
Elton John's new wine. It's made a big splash in the press. I'll pass that way, and you can top yourself up.
Tell me
And then
more.
I will show you how the Coravan sparkling works as well, which is quite exciting. But yes, Elton John has entered the wine sphere, or rather, I should say the 0% non-alcoholic wine sphere with his new Elton John Zero. It's 100% Italian Chardonnay grapes, but it's fermented in a way that it never actually.
Fabulous.
Oh,
So
isn't
good.
it gorgeous? And it's a beautiful label
It does
as well.
look pretty.
It's amazing. And it's fermented so it never actually creates alcohol. And I'm not a calorie counter because, life's too short. But if you were,
And she's skinny as hell.
if you were to be a calorie counter, then this is only 19 calories a glass. So if you're having a big fun night, this is the way to do it. Now, I'm going to attempt on camera. For those of you listening, don't look at the YouTube right now. To see how that. So what happens is you pour out your sparkling right? And then you put this on, and say might be the whole point of Coravin is you can reserve wines for absolutely ages. God, I hope I'm doing this right. Okay, so then you have this little nifty thing, and you click that on there. Oh God,
That's
and
like a
you-
contraption.
and then see the light went red, and that was filling the bottle with gas. So now that is preserving this open sparkling wine. It will retain its fizz for, they say, a minimum of 4 weeks. But I actually spoke to the guy who invented Coravin, and he's got a bottle of sparkling that's done over a year.
Do you know what? I love that. And I love that most because I do love fine wines, as we well know.
Yeah.
And I always feel obliged to drink the whole bottle in a time. And I love moderation and I love to just have a glass on an occasion. So that is perfect for me.
And guys, this is my first glass of anything
Sorry?
this year.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah, I have had last year was quite a difficult year for me. I was quite ill, and I took some time away from work. And Anna and I, when I got my honour from the King, we went out together, and we had one final drink
We did.
on New Year's Eve. And this is my first glass of anything since then, and I'm so glad it's the Elton. I've been wanting to try it. I've bought it for the people without trying it. I don't know if that is that a bad thing, Libby?
We'll find out now, won't we?
Well, cheers.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to us.
Cheers.
To us.
Cheers to you and the Kings.
Oh, it's delicious.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
that's very nice.
That's really nice. I've tasted so many non-alcoholic sparkling wines. This is gorgeous.
delicious.
This is very lovely, very crisp. So yeah, and obviously you were saying you were moderating because you've got such a massive year.
Yeah.
So much going on for you.
It's
So
been
exciting.
an incredible time for me. I mean, over the last sort of 8 years, my organisation, Life Kitchen, was started in memory of my mother. You know, she passed away from cancer when I was 20. And alcohol, for me, has been interwoven throughout my life story. You know the story of Life Kitchen. It started from a drunk tweet.
Oh really? I don't know the story. Tell
You
me
do
the
not.
story. Tell
yes.
everyone the story.
So when I was 18, my mother was diagnosed with small cell lung cancer, and I became her carer for those 2 years. She passed away when I was 20, and a few weeks later, I went to a casino drunk, and my first ever night out the house after my mother died, and I placed a £1 bet and won 28,000.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
And then I moved to London with that
Not that we
money.
support gambling, but
And I haven't been back since. And that changed, but that set me on this path to kind of move from the northeast of London, and I became this person who just kind of had some money in London, which is rare. This was 12 years ago. And
You were so young.
I was 20 years old. My mother had been dead for only 8 weeks. And suddenly I had money, and I picked up my best friend, Kimberly, and I said, right, we're moving to London. And within that time, I sort of fell into the food world and became sort of, a socialite is the wrong word. I was out a lot, is what I'm really saying. I was out a hell of a lot. And that kind of transported me into this really cool world of food and fashion. And when I was 23, a couple of years into bedding into London, I tweeted when I was drunk saying, I want to do a cookery class for cancer patients. Can anyone help? Downed another vodka Coke. I'm not classy. I'm from the Northwest. And that tweet went viral. And 10 days later, I was on the Today programme to 10 million people, launching Life Kitchen as an idea. And today is our 8th birthday.
Oh,
Oh,
that's-
congratulations
happy
to
birthday.
that.
Thank
Another
you.
another
There you
toast. Another toast, another
go.
toast. That's phenomenal. Also, it seems like, do you feel that you're a naturally lucky person? Do you feel you draw these, £1 to 28,000, was it? And then one tweet to the world. And
I feel that the world made me very unlucky when I lost my mother. So I feel like it had to give back in some way.
very
Yeah.
true.
I didn't know it would be this. I mean, from that tweet, I then, Nigella backed me, Hugh Fendi Whittenstall, Jamie Oliver. I became this accidental food celebrity, going up and down the country, doing these cooking classes for free for people living with cancer. And 8 years down the line, they're still free. And we've transformed that into 2 best-selling cookbooks, a book for COVID that we did internationally, did 3 billion media hits. And then, when I got ill last year, that we still don't know what it is, but it looks more like an autoimmune disease. And I kind of had given up, hadn't I? And I'd walked
Yeah.
away from everything. I was miserable. I was sober, then I was drinking, then I was sober, then I was drinking. And I just was bored of life. And I was done with Life Kitchen in a way. And then a really heavy envelope dropped on my doormat, and I said, on His Majesty's service. He said the Prime Minister Keir Starmer would like to put you forward to the King. And I said, yeah, no problem. I'll take that. And honestly, it made me realize that what I've achieved over the last 8 years, helping people, hundreds of thousands of people worldwide, millions of people have used our recipes, and the kind of the real world change that we've kind of achieved is far beyond what I've ever given recognition from myself and Kimberly and my team for.
Yeah.
And this year, like you said, I've took a step back from alcohol and partying and just life to really focus on myself. And I am in my wellness era. I don't mean to be that person who steps into his 30s and is in his wellness era, but I am.
And if I may just ask you a question off the back of that, because I think it's really interesting you describe it in that way, sort of your wellness era. But the thing that sort of brought you to this point is something you just said, that when people are cancer patients or COVID sufferers or anything like that, you immediately went to food as a way to help them.
Yeah.
Food is a way to not only, I imagine there's nourishment there and there's pleasure
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So what do you think is it's obviously had a huge impact, but why do you think that is? What is the importance of food?
I think people underestimate the power of community. That's what it is. We've lost the sitting around a table dining with our family and friends. And if we do it, it's now at expensive restaurants, expensive country pubs. It's all kind of based in money. And actually, you bring it back to what it really should be, is catching up like this, maybe not in a podcast studio, but over a dinner. And I think when you realize that connecting to people is just about the taste and the experiences and the environment and the warmth of the air and the crispness of the wine or the soft drink and that bite of the food, the savouriness, the deliciousness, it really transports you into a closer feeling. I mean, Libby, we have known each other for 10 years and we've never sat down to eat together, ever.
No.
Oh no,
I
we
mean,
did. We
did
did
we?
once in COVID. Wait, you remember when we
Oh, no,
went?
I was on the outside the Groucho.
Yeah, outside the
Would we
Groucho.
consider that eating?
I
mean, how
I'm sure there was some
the
food
olives in a
there.
martini. I'm not sure if that counts. I think there was some fried chicken wings.
There
and
were-
I'm not,
there
and
was
I'm not
definitely
opposed to
something.
fried chicken wings, but I think that's very true. And Anna, in relation to what you were saying earlier about the blue zones.
Totally. I mean, I didn't touch on it too much, but Brian Johnson taking the joy out of it with all the supplements and that. Whereas I want to be one of those people living in the blue zones, which have the longest living, joyful
They're
people.
like Mediterranean countries,
Yeah,
right?
Mediterranean is, there's some in Japan as well. But what they do is it's all about community. It's all
Yeah.
about sitting down, enjoying the food, drinking the red wine, which is what they tend to lean towards.
High in
which has-
polyphenols.
Exactly. But it's all about connection. And there's Harvard studies, there's the really long study which they did through Lifetime, which basically said that community and connection is one of the strongest leaders of longevity.
I completely can understand that, because that's also what kind of connected me back to creating Life Kitchen. You know, losing that time with my mother, she couldn't enjoy food because of the cancer treatment, so we lost all of those final moments. And I've been on a lifelong quest to kind of deliver that to other people. And then now I'm finally taking my own advice. I mean, I'm sitting down, I'm connecting with my friends, and I'm giving myself the dues that I think I deserve in life now. I deserve to be happy, and I deserve to be happy with the people I love around me. And that's incredibly like my mantra for now.
I think that's really beautiful. And also I deserve to be happy.
Yeah.
I deserve that community, these people around me. I think that's a very powerful statement. I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with, which is odd. Like, where does that struggle come from?
Well, a lot of the time it's from our youth,
And it's also quite uncool to be in your community back in the day now, wasn't it? Kind of, people kind of drifted away from community into what was status symbols and everything. And actually, when you connect it back to what humanity is, and that connection through food and wine and even just friendship. Like, I've never had a better friendship with Anna, and we've been friends for 12 years.
Yeah, actually, the time that we've spent recently, we have become more close, more open, more kind of present. I think that's the word, being present rather than escaping, you know?
But I think there's a key to this. You have to be open to it.
Yeah.
The thing is, I would have been Anna's key client to change in life, right? But I was never open to what she would tell me until recently.
Yeah.
And you have to, it's like giving up booze. You have to be ready to accept something needs to change.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not where I am in my life. What I am is I want things to be higher quality, better. The relationships I have around alcohol and people and life and community, I've cut loads of people out of my life, not because they were terrible for me, but because I have to invest in myself now.
Yeah,
I'm
because
thir-
you're so busy and you're doing so much, and you've also got this longevity of idea of where it's gonna go,
Yeah.
which I think is it's a remarkable thing. And just to say, we're on this, we're talking a bit, you just brought up sort of cutting out people. So we have a thing called the 86 section. So you'll know this from hospitality terms, but if someone says the 86 it or something's 86, it means it's not on the menu and they've run out. And if you 86 a person in a restaurant, it means they need to get rid of those messy, terrible
Do you
clients.
know where it comes from?
I don't. Where's
It's the Korean fighter jets were called 86, and it was when they took one down, they'd say they'd 86 it.
I did not even. I just thought it was a restaurant term. I
No.
love it. 86 it. Well, I want to know which in your Korean fighter jet. Sorry. So in the sort of hospitality side of the world or Korea, what are you choosing to 86 from your life right now?
Regrets.
Oh, good
Entirely
answer.
regrets. Because something I've learned through Anna and a lot of watching TikToks is neuroplasticity for me is, I think, what I'm really learning right now. That idea of if I have regrets, I'm reinforcing those mental patterns, and my brain is creating the connections that are the same, right, and just reinforcing it and making them deeper. But actually, what I want to change in myself is I want to give myself some forgiveness. There are certainly things I've done that I'm not proud of, but I'm never going to lie on my deathbed and think I wish I hadn't done that, because life is for living. It's our first time here, probably our last time here, and I want to do everything now, having done my 20s really hard. I was named one of the 1,000 most influential people by the Evening Standard, and I think that was mostly because of partying rather than because of my career. I've been there, done that. I've made mistakes. I've made career mistakes. I mean, I will always, you will both remember when my career sort of blew up overnight. I was at the number 4 best-selling author in Britain, like for a day, and things were really crazy for me. And I was still dealing with bullying, being the bullied gay kid from school, the Northeast, and slotting into this quite intense world. And I've probably made a lot of career and life mistakes and friend mistakes, but I'm forgiving myself here and now on this podcast.
Wow,
And
that is a
love
big
that. I love
moment.
that.
Yeah, and I'm moving forward from there. And so I'm going to 86 my regrets, and I'm going to focus on my family, my friendships, and my happiness.
Oh, well,
So
I want to give
good.
a round of applause.
I know,
I love it.
I know, I love that.
I have to say, you're our first guest on the show, and I don't know how anyone's going to top that
I
86.
know.
Like,
That was a
I'm
good
giving up
one.
regrets and I'm embracing my life. I think that's beautiful. And yeah, I mean, we all have regrets. So it's a wonderful thing to sort of go, and I'm stepping away from those, I think. So,
But also, we wouldn't be where we are now without the things we've done before. The lessons,
So
the
true.
difference is if you learn it as a lesson
Yeah.
and you move on and you take it, it's not something you necessarily ever have to sit and beat yourself up again.
Well, I need a tip. You know those moments that you get a flashback of anxiety, you
Yeah.
remember something, and you physically recoil about it. What's a way to deal with that?
One of the things I do, and I certainly ask my clients to do, is have something in your mind that you are proud of, or something that's a total opposite thought of that. That's just a ready thought that you've got there, whether it be something of like, but I got my BEM. I mean, throw that one in there all the time. You've got that. But something you're proud of, just to shift you away, because your mind will automatically...
Self-sabotage, right?
Yeah, it's self-sabotage, but your mind will automatically, within 17 seconds, look for a similar thought. So if it's a negative one, it will bring
And
another
then you
negative
spiral.
one. You spiral.
Oh, this is
if
so
you have
interesting.
something, so if you have something ready that you can switch it automatically will switch there. You've cut yourself out of that loop, and you're going into somewhere else because your mind's there. And then it gets a little bit confused. It might be like positive, negative, but you won't keep going down there.
So what's an example of a thought that would snatch you out of it?
Oh, good for me. For me, it's always something like I've done that I'm proud of, or something that
So you
is
click
good.
into that.
Being friends with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
That's quite
Like,
often
oh,
her
yeah,
biggest
yeah.
thought.
This is the-
Or even, I'm proud of how far my life has changed. Something that's a quick, easy thought. You can be your son.
And also
or...
on that, that's so true. Like I never it's one of those weird things. In a few months, I've changed my whole life.
You have.
And
you really have.
until you do it, you think, well, how could that at all be influential? Changing your life. What's it going to do? But it does. It's a remarkable thing when you trust yourself and you give to yourself and you allow the good things into life. One of the big coping techniques I've got, just take your job here, Anna, is when the thought comes into my head, I acknowledge it and then physically watch it push out the side
It's a
of my
really
brain.
good way to do it. Just let it go.
Yeah,
You
just
have
like
to let these
eking
things
it out
go.
the side of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, now you're doing food and wellness, so I
I
mean, you're
know.
actually taking both
You're
the
both
bar
fired.
off.
You are.
Like,
Welcome
hang
to
on,
the
it's
Ryan
the
Riley
Ryan Riley
podcast.
podcast. What the heck? But we should talk about the other side, the things you're letting go, and
Of course. Well, I mean, you're doing the negative side, so I'll take on the positive here.
great, typical, typical.
What is something that gives you bliss? What is your moment or something you do to rejuvenate yourself, make yourself feel good on those times? That self-care, I guess. What is it for you?
Self-care is exactly, it's what I'm into. I'm into it. And I've never been that person. You know, I've always been lived fast and hard. And now I am living fast and hard through skincare.
Through
I'm,
skincare.
I'm not even kidding.
Well, you are glowing.
Thank
I mean,
you.
you do
Yeah.
look fabulous.
Thank you. I have been doing a morning and night skincare routine from glycolic acid to retinols to retinals
Be careful with those
to
babies.
vitamin
even
C's
know what
to
they are.
ceramide moisturizers. Listen, I have a little bit more money now because I haven't been out partying too much and I haven't been, you know, like going too hard on myself. I've been giving myself joy, and that for me is skincare. Now, warning people, you can replace it with a little bit too much skincare, as I found out recently when I gave myself chemical burns
How? Where? On your face?
on under my eyes. It's the softer part of your face,
Yeah.
obviously. I have not really been into skincare. Then I went hard into it.
You're a hardcore person, whatever
Yeah,
you do.
whatever I
Career,
do.
parties,
It's
under eye
ADHD, babe.
skincare.
It's ADHD. I'm in the middle of an official diagnosis for that. And I realized the things that I hyperfixate on. I'm like, skincare, right? That's my new
So
thing.
how do you burn under your eye? Like,
Well,
what's the
I
best way
was,
you've done it?
I might have been laying retinols with retinals. One is a strong version of the other,
Yeah.
3 or 4 times in a night, because I wanted perfect skin by tomorrow. I
Ooh.
don't really have the idea of like
Yeah,
waiting for
patience.
things.
You need to
Patient
build
me. I'm
up.
not a doctor, darling. I'm just into delivering. I want my life to change now, and I want it to change hard. And I'm learning again on a new journey, and this is in skincare. It's a very expensive journey.
It is, but it's it's something that can make you feel good on the outside.
Oh yeah, and I've never had more compliments in the last few weeks.
I mean, you have looked fabulous.
Okay, so I have a question on, as you are now a skincare pro as well. He's a pro at everything, people. Well, you're like a triple threat. So I was recently outed in the Sunday Times as using hand soap to wash my face every night. I don't.
Did you admit to that?
I did, yes. I didn't necessarily think
We
it
need
was
to
going
talk to your
go.
PR.
I know.
I
I'm
did-
worried.
I didn't think it was necessarily going to go into the article, but I'm notoriously bad with skincare. If I do take off my makeup, which isn't every night, I will use whatever hand soap is nearby. And I have had on various press trips I go on with journalists who are also lifestyle journalists, looks of horror and shame. So if I was to do something better, which isn't just don't use hand soap, but what is a product or a process that from going through this voyage of discovery yourself, you would most recommend?
One cleanser. And I would use the ceramic slip by Sunday Riley.
The what?
Oh, I love Sunday Riley
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It's brilliant.
Ceramic slip by
Okay.
Sunday Riley. It's an incredible cleanser. And then I would always hydrate with 111 Skin.
Yep, yes, I use that a lot.
But the thing is, babe, you also have to want to care about that. And I know with you, you've got so much going on.
I
don't know which way this is going.
No, but with you, you've got so
I'm
much.
naturally glowing anyway.
You've got such a busy life
Yeah.
that the reason I do it now is to keep myself centered. Skincare brings me back to the realness of the day, what I
Yeah.
can achieve tomorrow. You're already extraordinarily successful and
Oh,
extraordinarily busy.
All right, you could stay.
And I and I just feel that don't try to incorporate. The one thing you can not do, Anna, is incorporate something into your life just because it needs to be
Exactly.
there. Like you have to want to
But
do it.
I'm fascinated with the growing
But
older.
please
and
beg me, you're not going to use any hand soap anymore because
Yeah.
that strips your skin's
It
natural
does.
microbiome.
oh.
It would take away all the oils.
it
and
takes
that.
away- yeah.
Too many
ceramic
oils.
slip then. I'll
Yeah.
do the.
Yeah.
It's
There you go.
phenomenal.
You see, I'm learning as I'm listening, which is beautiful. So thank you so much for that. Anna, what's your sort of joy
Oh
ritual?
gosh,
Or what have you been doing recently?
my joy. I mean, for me, I always go back to center. It's the most boring thing, and everyone hates it. But I love meditation, and I talk about it time and time and time again. And you know that because we have
Yeah.
taken many a holiday together.
We have.
And
have
I
many a
text you
break.
about every 6 weeks saying, go on, send me a meditation. And I never do it.
But it's the reason why, and I'll say it a million times over, is we never have space, right? There's always something. You'll see yourself in the Starbucks and you're on your phone and everyone around you is on your phone. You're always thinking, you never stop. It is so important if you want to be creative, if you want new ideas. If your brain is full and at capacity, you're never going to get them. You need to do a little bit of meditation. It doesn't have to be a 20-minute fixed meditation.
Yeah.
You can
But
do
what if
2
that's how long it
minutes.
takes to bring you out of your head, though?
It doesn't have to. You can do 2 minutes. If you just need 2 minutes
Is
of
There's
space.
such a thing as a micro
There's a
meditation.
micro meditation. I do some of my clients, especially the very high performing CEOs, who are a little bit averse to it. One, he came to me and I said, try meditation. He's like, I haven't got time for that. I was like, okay, well, just try. Have you got 2 minutes in your day? He's like, yeah, I have 2 minutes. And he did it for 2 minutes. And then he found he did it for 4 minutes. And now he does it for 20 minutes.
And now he's
because-
jobless.
But no, because what he said was, those 20 minutes I do give me hours back in my day because I have more capacity.
I understand
Yeah.
that so much because
Yeah.
one of the really weird things I've had to do recently to get space in my own head is I struggle with the meditation, you know that.
Yeah.
But what I don't struggle with is facials. So I go,
That's meditative.
yeah.
That can
So
be
by
meditative.
the end of a 25-minute facial, I am so clear-headed
Yeah.
and relaxed that I've then found that space in my head to go again. Now that
Totally.
is a £50 a day habit, and I am not that wealthy, let me tell you. But I've started to fit it in whenever I've got a big project. I will go for a facial, not for what it will do for my skin, but what it will do for my mind.
Yeah.
And my sister keeps telling me I need to get out of that and find a cheaper way to do it for free. But it's remarkable that when you give yourself permission to relax, and there's
Yeah.
something about human touch as well with me.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
That just when
totally.
someone's doing whatever they're doing to my face and then paying the money for it, then it gives me back that mental space, and that's enabled me to finish my new book, for example.
Oh, exactly. But you can do things like that. Walking's a great one when you're
yeah,
walking along and you.
We went for a walk, and then you made me take my shoes and socks off,
I
Anna.
did.
I think we'll correct that.
And in a field full of cowpats.
I know, but you
I
were
was like, really?
grounding.
But you two are
Yeah.
dangerous when you go for a walk. You go for a walk and then you invent a podcast.
That's true,
It's true.
actually.
We've
That's how
actually
this
always come
came.
up with something. Walks for us are great because we always
They
come up
are.
with ideas, and they always seem to,
They work.
go well. Well, fingers crossed.
Well,
guys.
yeah.
Keep listening, and make it happen. But you can hear more about me nearly stepping in cowpats and joyous
Yeah.
stories like that. But it is sort of, I think the walking is completely right, and getting, I think, fresh air outside, all of that stuff. But for me, I get a lot of joy from obviously food, but I go out to eat an awful lot. Actually, I love cooking. I'm no Ryan here. But I've been getting really into, particularly recently, trying to cook healthy, nourishing meals, which isn't my natural go-to. I love a carb, so I love a pasta dish. That's my kind of thing, a risotto. And Anna, you were complimenting the photos of my food.
Your food
Because
photos
I
are
was
great.
doing a lot of warm
We'll
salads.
see about that.
So Ryan, my work. So I'm making sort of warm salads for myself, my partner, my friends, inviting people over. I host this quarterly sort of lunch get together for women in wine, writers in wine who are women, and I've always been making these sort of big spaghetti bologneses or big things to sort of share, because I love that communal sitting around, help yourself out of the pot. Obviously, I'm also very clumsy, so I hate sort of styling anything. Everyone just serve themselves. And I made that for them last time, like this warm salad with sweet potato and a little bit of feta and loads of roasted veg, and everyone went, "Oh, this is really great." And I thought, why have I not been making more of these automatically? And actually, I love putting an audiobook, and I love just chopping and sauteing and stirring and those smells. And I will obviously do it with a glass of wine.
But
And
that's
but
rhythmic,
that's
isn't it?
meditative for
Yeah.
you too, because you
Yeah.
go into the zone, you go
Isn't-
into flow when you do
It's funny
things
that
like
so
that.
many people say that cooking for them is
Yeah.
meditative. For me, it's not.
Do you
Even
know,
though
no,
it's
it's
my
not
job.
for me. I mean, it's your job. It's
It's my
definitely
job,
not
but
for me.
I never. People who say, "Oh, I've stirred the pot of the onions sauteing," I'm like, "Get that done. I need to move on to the next step."
But is it not meditative because it is your job?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know how many times do our friends come to me and like, "Oh, do you want to talk about food?" I'm, no,
Yeah.
no. I'm like, well, that's my work. I don't cook for you guys.
Yeah, no, apart from in Italy.
Oh, I once got really drunk at a friend of ours' house in Italy, proving to everyone for the first time I could cook. I'm a best-selling cookery writer, and it was the saltiest
doesn't cook?
It was
dish
it was salty.
ever. But that's because I just drinking more, adding more salt. Yes.
Salt and wine.
Yeah.
Salt and
And then
wine.
everyone, it was like 12 of us on the terrace,
Yeah.
this beautiful long table. And I was like, right, I can't cook. I can though. Books are available online.
No,
If
I
you don't
can
wanna
correct.
cook.
You can cook very well, just not after a
Well,
few bottles of
maybe
wine.
this is a plan in the future. Then that you have to cook for us now.
Yeah.
I know it's your work. I know
Well,
it's your work,
again,
but
this
then
is
we
what
can
I
sit
was
down
bringing it
together
back
at
to
the
what we said
table.
earlier. Like, this is about connecting us back to ourselves and
Yeah.
giving us a moment of friendship that is in our new eras. We're all in our new eras. And as cliche as that sounds, I am delighted to be in mine with you guys.
Oh, and we are delighted to be with you too. Let's have another sip.
Yeah,
look,
I'm
it's so
loving
dry.
this a bit too
Isn't it
much. Mine's
gorgeous?
nearly
Mm.
gone.
It's quite. I think I'm getting a lot of like floral notes, a lot of elderflower, a little
Yes.
bit of apple.
Yeah.
But it's very fresh.
It's fresh, which I love about
Yeah.
it.
Do you
Love
know my
this.
first thought was it would be really good in a caramel,
in a
reducing it down into a caramel sauce and over a dessert. That
Ooh.
floralness, I think, could just really elevate.
Maybe you should do a cookery program with Elton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's a friend of a friend, so I'll have a word.
Oh, excellent, excellent. I can see this in the future. Manifest.
Well, speaking of the future,
Yeah.
Ryan, what is coming up for you? What have you got coming up?
Everything is
Wow.
everything.
Well, I'm really excited because this year is about my friends, my family, and myself. So they are my key pillars across everything we're doing. I'm launching masterclasses, life kitchen masterclasses across the country in country houses. I'm doing, they're all for free for cancer patients. Go to lifekitchen.co.uk if you want to join us on that. But more than that, I'm doing more TV. I'm doing more cookbooks. I'm doing more things that I find make me happy. And honestly, after 12 years, or maybe 14 years since my mother was diagnosed of not really knowing what happiness is, this is an exciting new journey to be on. And it's something that I'm thrilled to be doing with the people around me. And it's something that I feel like everyone has been wanting me to do for a long time.
Yeah.
But you can't be told to do the things. I had to go myself. And it took good old King Charles really just giving me a little push forward. And the next evolution
All it
of life
took was a
kitchen.
major royal.
Yeah. Yeah, the
That's
king
Give
of
me an
all it
honour.
took.
But you know, this year I've connected with my friends deeper, my family deeper, myself deeper. I know I keep saying that, but how astonishing it is to found myself in my 30s. But I did. And
Yeah.
all it took was the king.
All it took
It's
was
just a small thing.
I'm not saying that's advice that's going to help everyone. What you need is a royal to intercede. But I do think it's incredible what you're doing. And you're saying more cookbooks. How do you come up with the inspiration for more? I mean, I basically have like 5 recipes that I make on rote. The idea of
And
coming up with...
let me note that none of those are mine.
well, actually, the miso chocolate mousse that you put up on your Instagram, because you're on Instagram, you're on TikTok, and was it Life Kitchen?
Lifekitchen.co.uk.
I mean, all of these ways, but I did actually look at that one with the chocolate mousse. It was 3 ingredients.
Yeah.
3. I was like, that's my kind of cooking.
That's your dish.
I love it, and also my partner is addicted to chocolate, so that went down very, very well.
Well, I'm thrilled
So,
that
but
I've
how
made it
do
into our
you-
exclusive list.
Exclusive list. How do you find your inspiration though? Because that's a lot.
It's from everywhere. Mostly it's from random little points in my brain that things pop up and I go, that would be good. But I have an incredible network of people in my life, chefs, cookery writers. I look at what they're doing and I'm like, I could do that better. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I look at what they're doing and I feel like I'm always guided by eating out. And I know that's such a silly thing because chefs really are at the forefront of everything. I would class myself as a cook. Shout at me in a kitchen, I will cry. But I can cook really well. And I will go out and I find beautiful recipes and ingredients. And then I just put my twist on them. And Life Kitchens, we've done 100,000 people in 8 years. And I've met people who've told me some incredible recipes that made it in. And one of my most famous ones I stole from a very famous restaurant.
Ooh, can you tell us?
Can you
Didn't steal it. I'd never actually eaten it there. But the Ivy have a white chocolate yogurt with frozen berries. I have a miso
I've
white
heard
chocolate
that.
sauce with frozen berries, which is actually now one of my most famous dishes.
Inspired?
Inspired
Maybe
by. Yes, I
Yeah,
didn't
as a
steal it.
compliment.
Please don't sue me.
Okay, and I know we have to round up soon, but I'm very curious. As you are a chef, as you are a cook who doesn't cook, but you know you're a cook. In London, I'd love to know what's your favourite restaurant right now.
Bruto.
I love Bruto.
Oh, amazing! Yeah.
Bruto was by Russell Norman.
Yeah.
He's sadly no longer with us, but he was my mentor for a long time. And I
know
didn't
that.
just pick him for that. I picked him because he really believed in Life Kitchen's concept, but also in me when not many people did. And that restaurant just represents to me what food is about. It's not pretentious. It's
Yeah.
about family, connection, and food. And in my new era, Bruto is where I'm going daily.
Oh,
I love that. I
Apart from I
absolutely
can't
love
afford to
that.
go daily. So if someone wants to take me to Bruto, please do get in touch.
Just get in touch with him. Just once more, how can people get in touch with you if they want to?
You can find me on Instagram at Ryan Riley with 2 Y's and a blue tick. You have to say that these days because there's another Ryan Riley who's an American senator.
Oh.
And I get
He's
quite...
not that one.
I'm not that one. I'm not that one. I'm also on TikTok under the same handle, lifekitchen.co.uk, and find me across these 2's Instagrams.
Yeah.
And if you go back far enough, you'll see some great things from the past. Thank you for having me. This has been a delight. I love you both.
Oh, and we love you, and we
you.
loved having you on this. We love you being our first ever guest, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
And
so
thank you for this beautiful Elton John Blanc de Blanc.
Blanc de Blanc, because it's
Oh.
100% Chardonnay, white of white.
Yeah, call me
So,
Elton.
yeah. For those listeners who hung on waiting for this discount
Mm.
code, that again, thank you to our amazing sponsors, Coravan. And the code that you need to use is the word ART, all capitals ART, to receive 20% off any systems at coravan.com. So on that note, this has
Fantastic.
been a pleasure. I very much enjoyed talking food, wine, and well-being with you all.
Yes.
Cheers.
So
Knock it back, guys.
Cheers.
cheers to wine and well-being,
Wine and
guys.
well-being. Cheers.
Cheers.